What happens when the price of cooking gas suddenly rises? Most people think it only affects household budgets. But in reality, a shock in LPG prices can propagate through the entire economy. It influences food prices, inflation, government finances, and even economic growth. Let us understand the risk cascade of LPG price shocks and why energy prices matter for economic stability. Everything begins with an energy price shock. If global energy markets experience disruptions like geopolitical tensions or supply shortages, LPG prices increase. In a country like India that imports a large portion of its LPG, this shock quickly transmits to domestic markets. Once LPG prices increase, the first major transmission channel is the food sector. Restaurants, street vendors, food processors, and catering services rely heavily on LPG cylinders. When cooking fuel becomes expensive, food production costs rise. As a result, restaurants and food vendors increase their prices. This leads to food inflation. Food inflation then feeds into the broader consumer price index. Since food has a large weight in India's inflation basket, rising food prices quickly push overall inflation upward. At this stage, the central bank may intervene to control inflation. Typically, this means raising interest rates. Higher interest rates increase borrowing costs for businesses and households. Businesses face higher financing costs, and consumers reduce discretionary spending. Investment slows down and consumption weakens. These effects together lead to slower economic growth. The government may increase subsidies to reduce the burden on households, which can increase fiscal pressure. The informal sector, like small food vendors, may experience income stress because of rising fuel costs. So, a simple cooking gas price increase can trigger a system-wide economic ripple effect. Energy shock leads to food inflation, monetary tightening, consumption slowdown, and economic growth risk. Understanding these risk cascades helps policymakers anticipate and manage systemic economic shocks. If you found this explanation helpful, subscribe for more insights on risk management, economic systems, and policy analysis.